Hi, I'm Suki.
And I'm Claire.
Welcome to Getting Psychic, where you can listen to us use ourselves to test the theory that anyone can get psychic. So are you just going to wait on hold and when they...
I mean, it's like I'm waiting on hold to speak strongly to somebody about how my broken wheelchair they can't figure out how to fucking fix it, even though they built it. And they're continuously just not bringing the right materials. And it's like, it doesn't matter what I say or do. I send them a copy of the original fucking form that shows every single piece of equipment that's on the chair, which they have because they made it.
They presumably know the chair because they made it.
Correct.
Yes, I can see that's super frustrating.
Yeah. So it's just an infuriating situation of
So you've been in a subpar chair for almost a year.
No, I mean, I went and bought a brand new chair that insurance didn't cover, disability didn't cover, because I needed a chair and they weren't fixing it. So I spent all of my savings on a new fucking chair because they're so expensive.
Yeah.
Hello. Okay.
Stay on the line.
Hey there. How are you, Joe?
Hi, this is Joe. Good. How are you?
I'm okay, except for the fact that, once again, the incorrect parts came to my house to fix my wheelchair.
Okay. I'm going to pull up the most recent purchase that we made for parts and compare that to what you've got going on. What was right and what was not right? Okay.
Nothing was right. Nothing
was right.
Correct.
Good. Okay.
The wheels weren't right. The handles weren't right. It's like maybe the handles were right, but the back bar was still not correct. So putting handles on doesn't make any sense. And the same thing just keeps happening. I mean, the wrong wheels. I mean, wheels. How is that? You guys have the invoice from making the chair.
Exactly.
How does this keep fucking happening?
Exactly. And the manufacturer has the specs, and I'm guessing they don't have the right specs. Because if I call and I say, here's this chair that I have, and here's the serial number, and I need new wheels, they quote us for the wheels and we place the order. We don't necessarily say they're this size even. We say the original specs for the chair, and they quote us, and then we order the product.
Okay.
And if we keep getting it wrong this many times, I'm convinced they don't have the right specs on the manufacturer side.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of don't care how it happens. It was July that this broke. We've been bringing the chair out to Lombard since July to try and get it fixed and stuff replaced. Hearing that it was this manufacturer isn't doing a thing, it's like, I kind of don't care. I just really want my chair fixed. I mean, make me a new one. I don't give a shit, but I don't know what to do at this point, and it's infuriating and exhausting and kind of heartbreaking because I can't do anything about it. And it's my mobility. And I know you know all of this, and I know this isn't your fault, but somehow multiple balls are getting dropped and multiple times, and it just needs to stop. I'm guessing if it's happening for me, it's happening for a bunch of people. And that's a real bummer. So I don't know. You have my number. Let me know when you can figure out what's going on and when I can actually get the proper equipment.
Okay.
Thank you.
I can do that, Claire.
Great. Thanks, Joe.
You're welcome.
Take care.
Right.
What's up, Jason?
Oh my God. Oh, Claire, that sucks.
It's
so many balls. So many balls have dropped.
Fucking balls have dropped.
Wow.
And I don't even want to talk about the excuses. I don't give a shit.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't
fucking
no
matter.
Consequence.
Fix it. None. Fix it. Get back to me.
Yeah, exactly.
So
anyway. About energy.
About energy. Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I know.
Yeah. You can be as magical as you want, but you can't escape like life coming in.
And sometimes you got to be a little bit of a ball buster.
Oh, Claire, you were very kind.
Oh, I know.
That was very balanced, kind,
direct,
assertive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. That's how you get the shit done. Because they can't get mad at you.
Yeah.
Because if they're mad at you, they're just not going to help you.
No, I don't ever see any point in being ruthless and unkind. Mm-hmm. But when are you getting married?
I think it's going to be March 23rd in Joshua Tree.
Lovely.
I know.
It's my lucky number.
23?
Yeah, Eric's obviously.
Too.
Really?
Well, he has reasoning. His is like, well, it's the most common number. And I'm like, what? He's like...
So that's the lucky number you choose is the most common number?
He's like, it's the most easily remembered number. And I'm like, okay. Like, he made our anniversary May 23rd because I'm like, it's actually May 17th. And he's like, can we make it 23 though? And I'm like, sure.
Okay. I think we need to talk to him about that. I want to know if that's really the only reason.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, it's weird.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Mine just changed from 17 to 23.
Oh, no kidding.
Just because.
It changed from 17, which was our actual anniversary, to 23, which is our pretend anniversary.
Yeah, it's weird. But this is funny. It's because very recently, it just started pummeling me in the face. The number was just like, look at me. Look at the clock every hour on the 23 minute.
Oh, really?
See it everywhere. See this number.
Do you, like people will always, so you look at the clock and it's always 23. Is there another time that you look at the clock and it's always a number? Because I have one, but it's not the, people are like, it's 11:11, or whatever. And I'm like, it's not mine. But I have one that's constant.
9:17.
9:17.
What's yours?
12:34.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you know what a lot of people think about this. What do you think about it? Do you think it's a coincidence or do you think everything's a message?
I think you can turn everything into a message if you want to. I think synchronicities are cool. I don't necessarily always give a shit what they mean, to be totally honest, unless I know how to apply it. I know my birth number or, like my number.
Your life number?
But I don't really know very much about numerology in general.
Yeah. Well, no, not really. Only anything that I've gleaned from a podcast. It's weird. And also, I often wonder, okay, this whole gamut of spiritual, or I guess we'll have to talk about like labeling, but there's a whole spectrum of ways to observe life in the universe and people and how we function. And I find myself wondering, okay, some people like live by astrology. Some people live by more of like a spirituality and guidance from spirit. Some people really heavily practice numerology. I'm always like thinking, can everything exist in the same space and function together? Like you are kind of like a high level, would you call yourself an astrologer? What do you call yourself?
I don't know. I use astrology as a tool.
So I'm
pretty well versed in it.
Okay, we don't have to give it a name.
Okay,
you have an advanced understanding of astrology.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I wonder how that jives with someone that has an advanced understanding of numerology.
Probably pretty okay.
Do they coordinate?
Probably. Tarot and astrology for sure do.
Yeah, which is interesting.
I think that any kind of divination shit that isn't brand new.
And what's divination? I looked up the definition recently.
I guess a tool to help you make decisions and to see clearer into what is good for you.
Okay, I got the vibe that it was like a future prediction thing, but this dictionary definition is the practice of seeking knowledge of the future or unknown by supernatural means.
Yeah. I don't consider astrology, numerology, or tarot to be supernatural, but I understand how.
But then
science could.
Yeah. And then there are some things like tools of divination, right? Some people use, what's that dangle thing?
Yeah. Pendulum. I love
A
using
pendulum.
a pendulum. I love a pendulum.
So crazy.
I know. They're wild. I actually think you can control them, though.
Yeah, of course. But they also energetically probably function as a tool.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? Okay, we'll have to play with that sometime. I want to see.
They're really fun. It's really fun. I used to do it a ton, kind of with everything. Be like, should I go here? And really what I think it ended up telling me is what I really wanted for myself.
Yeah.
If it's my subconscious making it move.
Yeah. That kind of makes me think about something that I wanted to talk about. I'm here kind of wanting to use myself as an experiment to see if I can take myself from being just intuitive to accessing more knowledge. Because at some point a few years ago, I started like occasionally talking to a psychic. I happened to like go and find someone that my instinct said was not a sham.
Right.
And she's given me like lovely information a handful of times, right? So I'm in this place where I'm doing things where I'm putting something where there once was nothing, right? Like I'm trying to create, as my second company, I'm trying to create a product line, which the tagline of it is hair care for sensitive people, which is no coincidence, right? But it's like I'm doing this crazy big thing and I'm trying to create innovations in my industry and create like plastic free products and put something where there once was nothing. So I don't have anybody to confirm anything for me. And so she pointed out to me one time, well, I think you're here because no one can give you an affirmation. And sometimes when you're just like out in the woods trying to do this big thing, you want to hear that you're moving in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
But it also is, as a person that has such strong instincts, it is like a weird thing to think about relying on a medium. It's probably not good for me if I relied on it heavily, because I think I kind of want to fine tune my own instincts, continue to fine tune my own instincts and make it through this life.
Yeah. I mean, when I do readings with people, it is rare that I tell them something that is a shock to them. Like,
oh, yeah, totally.
It's validation. They'll say, like, what about this topic? And I'll just tell them all the things that I see and hear. And they'll be like, yes, okay, great. And it's like, they didn't tell me all of those things. But
yeah,
I think using it as a validation is kind of what it's for. I've never had anybody willy-nilly just be like, hey, I don't know, just tell me things. It's like, that would be a really weird session.
Yeah, I think that's how I thought psychics worked. The first time I sat down with this woman for like 15 minutes, I was like really full of shit because I really had specific inquiries, but I was like, okay, read me.
Mm-hmm. No.
And she was like, well, that's not how it works.
It's a super important thing, I think, to be involved in anything remotely esoteric or cringeworthy is, I mean, like when I started doing energy work and acupuncture, man, I would try so hard to convince people. And eventually I got to such a place of knowing what was happening and feeling it so deeply that it no longer mattered. I'm like, you don't need to believe in it because I do. And
yeah, totally.
That's it. That's all I needed. And that was a really beautiful place to get to be like, it doesn't matter if you believe it, lay down. We'll see how you feel
totally.
after.
I'm not even going to mention to you what I'm doing. Just experience it. Yeah, I think that's good. I think everybody has their own, I'll just call it like a spiritual boundary, maybe. Like mine just happened. I mean, I pursued it, but mine just got ripped open.
What ripped it open?
Well, I mean, I did. It was just the one day that clicked for me like, wait, I believe this woman is talking to my guides. I know they're there. I always have. And then it was just that split second where I was like, wait, I can talk to them.
Right.
I'm going to figure it out.
It's like, wait, if there's no tooth fairy, does that mean there's no Easter bunny? That means there's no Santa Claus.
That was exactly like that for me. I was like, hang on a minute. And I think, like everything, my focus just went like, I went like hyper crazy focus and dove in and continuing to try to absorb everything that I can. But it is hilarious what I'm willing to accept as a person that didn't believe in meditation some years ago.
Totally. I mean,
like, I'm like, aliens, check.
You're like, no problem. Yeah, it's funny because I am a very open person to all of it. I always have been. But even I would be like, chakras, I don't know.
Yeah.
And until I could actually experience it. And then once I experience it, I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I can be open to everything, but be like, well, I don't know what that feels like. So I can't speak to its realness. And then you experience it and you're like, okay.
Yeah. Like it would be like someone maybe listening that would be like, well, there's no friggin' way I believe in fairies, but orbs, yeah.
Sure.
Totally. Obviously.
So what else?
Let's see. What do I want to talk about? Well, I mean, next week I'm having a reading which I'm very excited about.
When is that?
From a very prominent psychic medium on Tuesday. I've got my list going. It's all going to be about my hair care company because it's stressing me out big time right now, and health and some other things that I'm interested in. But this person that's doing my reading is going to be our mentor, which is part of this whole project.
I'm so excited.
So I'm super excited. So excited to do that. What do you want to gain from this mentorship?
I am becoming increasingly aware of the blockages that I've created for myself over and over and over again. I was just telling another energy worker friend about, I know and can feel the amount of, the word power keeps showing up, but I don't like the word power in the sense of it being a verb. Do you know what I mean? To like have power, but to be powerful. Anyway, but I feel it in me. I know it's there. I know that my energetic capabilities are much bigger than I have, and I've contained it. And I don't know how to remove the barriers, but it's self-inflicted. I know it. I know that part. And so I want her.
Are you like a self-sabotager?
I'm pretty sure that's correct. But I mean, like, it's so weird because yes, I am. And it happens really weirdly. It's like, I'll know something and I'll be like, well, that's enough. And it's like, what do you mean it's enough? I have to actually do it. It's like, well, maybe you don't know how. And it's like, what do you mean? I have to know how. I know it. And astrologically, I can talk about it pretty easily, which is also hilarious and annoying that it's in my chart. I can see it in my chart. It's like, really? Yeah, it's crazy. It's called a yod. It's this very specific type of aspect between planets. And it's this funny blockage. If I could help transform the blockage, I mean, the pattern is there, but how do I get around it? And that's what I'm kind of looking to move into. That's what I'm looking for. Is I am the kind of person that often needs to be told, you now know that. It's like, I have an intuit that I've been going to for fucking years and years. And
a psychic?
She wouldn't call herself that.
I'm just kidding.
No, I know. But I mean, it's one of those things. She's a medical
intuitive.
And talking to her about, well, this is different, but talking to her about what she sees and what she gathers is fucking fascinating.
Cool.
But when I was in grad school for acupuncture and Chinese medicine, I was having a really hard time because I fucking hate school and I'm very bad at it. I love learning, not good at school.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, you actually already know all of it. You already have it all in you. And I was like, but I don't even know what that means. And she's like, oh, you need the piece of paper. And I'm like, I guess so. So in this weird way, I'm like, oh, I need somebody to be like, you know enough. You can use it now. You already have the key, but I'm going to tell you, it's in your hand. You can unlock it now. And I'll be like, oh, great, thanks.
Wow. You saying it that way it's very relatable.
Yeah. I mean, I need to be told I'm allowed.
Yeah.
And
to practice your gifts.
Yeah. And it's weird because that part I don't totally get.
Is me forcing you to do this podcast kind of like that?
What do you mean? Kind of like being given permission?
Yeah.
Yeah, in a way. Because this is shit that I actually would want to talk about all the time. All the time.
Yeah.
This is all I think about and all I want to talk about mostly.
Yeah.
And there's some cool TV shows, and cooking.
Do you have siblings?
I have a stepbrother who's 5 years older that I met when I was 4.5 and he was 9, and he and his best friend had an I Hate Ed and Claire club. So we weren't close for a while.
How's that going now?
Way better.
Oh my God.
I know.
Wait. Oh, Ed and Claire, your dad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Mm-hmm. Did they have shirts?
Oh, that would have been cool. But maybe I should make them. His birthday's coming up.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, for sure. That's cute.
Make a shirt.
Right.
Yeah, that's really funny. Oh, I can't wait till we make Getting Psychic hats. On that note, I think this is a good place to stop.
Okay, boss.
Okay. Bye, Claire. Love you.
Bye, Suki. Love you.
Thanks so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed today's weird conversation as much as we did. Be sure to subscribe or follow us wherever you get your podcasts. If you liked today's episode, please consider leaving us a review to help others discover our podcast and join our club.